Hey YouTube, JW, another edition of Retro Knives for you guys here today. We're looking at the Twistmaster by Cold Steel. It's obviously a copy of the Opinel design. This is a medium-sized one. They did have a large one. As you can see, it's called the Twistmaster because of the twist lock in design of the Opinel. These came out in the 90s. I'm not sure what the date is on it, but this is an old Cold Steel, and it has the factory edge on it. I didn't get the box or the paperwork with it, but there's some different variations of this. I love that blade, and I mean, look at the edge on that thing. I mean, I've got some knives that are sharp, and I'm pretty fair at sharpening. But I want to tell you something. This is the sharpest knife I've ever seen in my life. The old ones, the made in USA Cold Steel, came with what they called Carbon 5 by Camillus blade steel, and you know, it's thick there on the back. It's got that V grind on it. Drops down to a very thin point, and like I said, it is absolutely hair popping sharp. And this is a 90s factory Cold Steel edge. Look at that. I mean, it is the definition of fucking sharp, scary sharp, man. This is that real thin paper, like telephone book paper, you know, where I haven't touched this edge, done nothing to it. I took it out of the envelope. Anyway, you get the point. It's absolutely razor sharp. And this guy, you get the, like I said, it's that carbon 5 steel that they used on these old, and by Camillus. I don't know if that was a contract that they had, Cold Steel partner with Camillus, but it's a super high carbon steel, and 4 3/4 closed. So it's a pretty big knife. I mean, great grip to it. Obvious Opinel classic winning design. It does have black here. All the ones I've seen were either like a satin or a gray. I'm thinking this is a really early model. 8.5 overall. Love that blade design. Great grip in any position. And when you do twist the lock, it is absolutely rock solid lockup. Get my fingerprints off that carbon blade, but I mean, when I first glanced at it, it looked like I had taken a strop to it from that edge, but it is absolutely a hand-done edge. You can see the imperfection in the tip from one side to the other. So when they were doing these knives, they were sharpening them and stropping them by hand, or it might have been a power belt, I don't know, but it's fucking sharp. It's the sharpest knife I've ever bought in my life. And I'm not bullshitting you guys. You know, I've handled hundreds of knives, and that's the sharpest factory edge I've ever seen on a factory knife is by Cold Steel. And from what I've been reading, the old Cold Steel carbon 5 blades are something, really something, and I believe it. It's a great looking knife, and I picked this up for 30 bucks with no box, no paperwork, but I think it's cool. I've been waiting for one to show up, and I grabbed it. It's really like brand new. It's never been used, so I'm pretty happy about it. I like it. I'm really impressed with this. I'm a big fan of Cold Steel products. If you can get a hold of any of the old stuff, their vintage stuff is, I mean, it's not that old. We're talking 90s here, but I mean, that's getting kind of old nowadays, guys. So keep your eye out. I got a pretty good deal on this. Typically, if this was to be bid on, I'd say you're looking at least $50. So anyway, keep your eyes open. There's been another edition of Retro Knives, and stay tuned. I got some good ones coming up, and I appreciate you guys watching. Till next time.